Luca Luca G's Suspiria adds a whole hour to the original. So does that extra 60 minutes make it better? Let's find out. So the new Suspiria is just as weird and bizarre as the original. This time it is set in 1977 Berlin, and the Berlin Wall is still up, so you have East and West Germany. And what's going on politically is the Lufthansa Flight 181 has been hijacked. Now, why do I even care? Why do I bring this up? Well, it's an ongoing theme throughout the entire movie, that just throughout news reports you hear this. And it's not obvious, but what happens is this news report serves to illustrate and mirror the power struggle that is happening within the dance troupe. Dakota Johnson plays Susie. Now, she is an American dancer who joins the dance troupe, and she has this exquisite skill of dancing. And she has no formal training. She just interviews on the spot and gets a spot within the troupe there, which is unheard of. And you just see her, and as she moves and as she dances, she has these really fluid movements, and at times it almost looks painful, like she's going to throw her arm out of the socket or something, but she does it really well. Tilda Swinton plays Madame Blanc, and she is like the dance director or the house director or whatever you call it of the troupe, and she takes a special interest in Susie. And you just see her, and she has some creepiness going on there. And Tilda Swinton does a really good job just of being mysterious, where she just has this air about her where you're pretty sure something else is going on below the surface, but you don't know what it is because it hasn't been revealed yet. The character of Sarah is played by Mia Goth, and she does just a great job. Now, Mia Goth has so much screen time that it really rivals Dakota Johnson, like almost like they're neck and neck for screen time, and so you could almost consider her the star. It was really good to see her. She brings this air of mystery and this concern, and just, I don't know, she does a lot of emotive stuff with her eyes. We don't see her dancing too much, which, you know, whatever, that's fine. It is neither here nor there, really, even though the movie surrounds itself with dance. Now, the cinematography of the film is good, but it's also weird at times. Like, there's just some odd panning that happens at certain points. Like, you will see this one, it'll focus here, and then it'll just spin. The camera will spin and focus on something else, and for a while there, it was really jarring. Like, you was like, oh gosh, I'm getting a little dizzy. Or you would have this, you know, this shot like this, and then it would zoom in really quick. And it was just weird. Now, it doesn't mean it was bad, but it was just, it caught me off guard, because a lot of the times we're used to just jump cuts. And, you know, we switch from scene to scene versus this whole panning, and you get all of this blurriness, and then it focuses on something. So it was cool to see, kind of reminded me, and it brought back the era of the late 70s. But in the modern times, as we're watching it now, it was a little off-putting at times. There is this great scene, though, that happens within a fully mirrored dance room. And it was awesome because it is this long, continuous shot. And I don't know if they used CGI or rotoscoping to get rid of the camera and the crew, but it was crazy because at no point do you see any inkling of a camera or any film crew as the dance is happening. And you see all of these mirrors around, so it's capturing all kinds of angles. So maybe they just angled the mirrors just slightly so that it looks like it's all straight, but yet it's angling off and not catching the crew. I don't know. I loved the scene, though. I thought it was great. I thought it was really well shot, and it was fun to watch. Now, it's got to be said for some of these actresses, I mean, as they're dancers, maybe they're just dancers who are just acting in the film, but they are severely flexible. There is one, Olga, that's the character's name. She just, when you see it, you'll understand, but she is crazy, crazy, crazy flexible, like in ways that's almost unhuman. Now, even though the end of the film is really gory and graphically violent, I'm not sure I would really classify the film overall as a horror. The pace of it is just so slow that even at times it reduced or took away any type of terror or tension that was building, because, you know, you would have this slow burn and this unease building up, and then it would just take forever, and then all of a sudden, well, I'm not really scared anymore, or even I don't even feel any tension. I'm just kind of here. On a fun note and completely unrelated to anything, one of the characters in Suspiria, Miss Vendergast, really reminded me when I saw her. She reminded me of Madame Medusa from The Rescuers, that Disney animated film. So it has nothing to do with the film, I know, but when I saw her, all I could see was this, and so it made me laugh. I think the power struggle within the dance troupe and within the house itself is probably the most interesting part of the entire film and of the story, where you just get to see, well, and not even always see, sometimes it's just heard that this struggle going on, and it becomes really two factions within the house of what one side wants and what the other side wants, and we don't know exactly what's going on. You know, we don't know what the struggle really is and who's going to win, and even what it means for anything. But it was intriguing, and that's what kept me going in this. I wanted to find out more. I wanted to see, well, why is this group bent this way and this one is this way, and what does that mean for everybody else? And then you factor in all of the creepiness and the weird stuff that's going on, and how does that play out with the two factions there and their power struggle? Great direction, unique cinematography, and stellar performances made Suspiria something fun to watch, even if it was a little bit long. I do like, too, that they did a good job of explaining what was going on and even the outcome of the story, because at the end of it, you're not left scratching your head, but throughout it, you're not spoon-fed it either, which I like. It wasn't so just like, here it all is, boom, you don't have to think at all. No, you still had to think, and you still have to dissect, and you can dive in and get some finer details, but the overarching story of what's really going on is fairly well explained, so that you leave satisfied and maybe a little creeped out. There's no sex, but a lot of sensuality. There is a lot of nudity, not really any profanity, and then a whole lot of violence. Now, if you're into weird, then you're probably going to enjoy Suspiria, and you already know kind of what you're getting yourself into. Now, I really wanted this to be a super creepy, super just suspenseful movie, but unfortunately the pace of it kind of just ate away at all of that tension that was being built up. I give Suspiria 3.5 out of 5 couches. Have you seen the original? I'd love to know what you thought of it. Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.